Hey guys, I'm back. It's been quite some time since I filmed. September is a crazy month for me. I'm a teacher, so it's always a huge adjustment going from, having a few months off in the summer to, full-blown back into the whole work cycle. Anyways, aside from that, this video is about a purchase that I made yesterday. I went to the Louis Vuitton boutique in Holt Renfrew. You can see my cat back there. I was making an appearance. And I purchased the clay, or better known as the key pouch. So this video I'm going to show you the actual clay itself, and I'm sort of going to show you how I'm going to use it, as well as why I even bought this to begin with. So, backstory. If you looked at my first video, or if you watched my first video, you would have seen that I purchased the Prada Saffiano leather, the 6-key ring holder. I think that's what it's called. Anyways, I purchased that guy, and I purchased it back in March, and I used it for probably, I would say, until summertime, and I noticed that one of the little hooks that holds the keys fell off. And it's a good thing that I actually saw it fall, because my car key was, looped onto it. So I heard it fall and I saw it and I was like, what? How did this even happen? And so I switched my car key onto another one of the little clasps or the hooks, and that one fell off as well. So in total, there's 6 of the little, key hooks or whatever you want to call it. 3 of them came off, which, that shouldn't be happening. It's been, maybe 6 months or so since I had bought the product. I was just very, very upset. And mind you, that Prada key holder cost 280 Canadian, and then with, the taxes, that's, it was close to, I think, $320, which, that's a good chunk of money to be spending on something that's, going to break within, the first 6 months. So anyways, I started Googling and YouTubing and searching Purse Forum for sort of a substitute for that. And, some people were talking about the Louis Vuitton sort of key holder, the 6 sort of key, or there's a 4 and there's a 6 sort of key holder. But I didn't want to go and get that guy again. And then a lot of people had mentioned the key pouch. And I know that Jerusha Couture, who I love to watch, she said that this is, one of her most used products, and she loves her little, clay. I think she has quite the collection, and it's very, very useful. And that's what a bunch of YouTubers were actually saying. They were saying it was very useful. So I thought, okay, I'm going to go and purchase it. So this is the bag that it came in, just sort of standard. And then I have my receipt here. And so, it is, November now? No, whoops, sorry, it's October. And here in Canada, the clay costs $225, which is quite a lot of money for such a, a small little piece. But it has gone up in price, and it will continue to go up in price. I believe it was $200 last year. So now it's at $225, and with tax, it came to around $250. So our tax here is 13%. No, sorry, 12%. So, that's a big chunk that's sort of added on. So that's the receipt that it came with, and then the box here. Oh, I have a Prada receipt. Actually, it's not a receipt, it's a work order, because the Prada boutique is right next to the Louis Vuitton boutique in Holt Renfrew, so I actually took in, that sort of 6-key ring holder, and I said, what's going on here? So they're sending it away. It takes 6 to 8 weeks, and they said the price it could cost to fix it was $104, which I think is crazy. I already paid $320 for it. That's going to be, close to $420. I could have, another, 50 or whatever, I could have bought a wallet. It just doesn't make sense to me. So I said I would pay max $50, because really, they should be fixing that for free, I think. Anyway, so that's that Prada kind of receipt, or whatever you want to call it, in there. And then the actual clay came in this box right here. So pretty standard. You open this guy up, and then there's a little tiny dust bag. inside, just like that. And then the clay is in here. So I ended up going with the Damier Ebene. I believe that's how you pronounce it. They also have the monogram, and they have the Damier Azur. And then these are all the coated canvas. And then they have other ones, the vernis, and I think the printed one. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Empreinte. I don't know. But this is just the coated canvas. So this isn't actually leather. The inside is leather, but this guy itself is not. So that was one of the main things when I was originally looking at something to hold my keys. That's why the Prada stuck out to me, because it is Saffiano leather, which is a pretty hardy type of leather. And I knew with my lifestyle, I needed something that would be able to sort of hold up. And I also want to get my bang for the buck. You know, if I'm spending $300 on, you know, something to hold my keys, I want it to be leather. So just note that this guy is coated canvas and only the inside is leather. So that's something to think about when you're purchasing it. But this, I've heard, my friend has this one, and from people online, they said that it's, you know, it's very durable. I ended up getting the darker color, just like I said before, because of my lifestyle. I know that if I were to get the Azur, I would be worrying. And I know that a lot of people said that the zipper part on the Azur actually gets really dirty quickly, and so does the canvas. So it shows prints pretty easily, so you gotta be careful, and I just don't have time for that. So this is it itself. It just looks like this. So it says Louis Vuitton there. It's just 2 pieces of canvas that are sewn together. I made sure that it lined up the best that it could. The first one he showed me didn't really line up that well, so I asked to see another one. And then it just says, you know, Louis Vuitton, or sorry, it has the LV there. And then it just opens up like that, and inside it comes with that little card, the Louis Vuitton card, and then it also came with, I guess, the little scan, like the code or whatever, and also the item number, which is what matches on my receipt as well. So those are the 2 things that it came with. And then inside you have that little chain with this attachment, the D-ring, I think it's what it's called, attachment here. And to open it, it just sort of pops up. You pull it up and then you stick it out. And this is essentially it. Mine on the inside says Louis Vuitton Paris, made in France. I know that some of them are made in Spain. So hello, cat. Here's my cat. Come on. What do you want? Hey, you. Some of them are made in Spain and some are made in France. So I was lucky to get one that was made in France. So this is actually the guy. It's fairly small. I mean, you can see in my hand, it's a fairly small piece, which is what I wanted. And I also didn't want this guy to be very long either, so that my keys wouldn't really dangle too much. So how I plan to use this is just hooking up my keys. So I have my keys right here. I have a house key and my fob and my car key. And so I'm just gonna slide this guy in here like this. Now the original way to use this was to, you know, actually put your keys in so it doesn't damage your purse, which I could do and I could close, but when I close it, it tends to cause the zipper to, my cat is here, to kind of warp. And I think to maintain the integrity of the product, you don't want the actual zipper to warp at all. So I'm gonna keep these out anyways, it doesn't matter. So with my keys attached, all I'm planning to take with me is just my credit card and my driver's license. So just 2 little cards, and it fits in really easy. You don't need to struggle with it or anything like that at all. And this peeks out at the end right there so that the zipper actually, it doesn't get in the way with the zipper, or won't tangle or anything like that. So it's, it's very compact, it's very light. I mean, I know some people say when you have your key in the ignition, you need to worry about the weight sort of dangling down, but this is fairly light. And it's fairly durable, you can tell. Like I said, the Saffiano leather was fairly durable. It was just mostly the hardware that broke down on me. So yeah, this is it. This is how I plan on using it. When I'm on the run, I basically just will need to grab this and go and have my cell phone. I'm not the type that needs to take a big bag with me. That's just not me. Most of my bags, actually all my bags, are small mini bags. So this will be perfect because it'll fit inside and it won't be a struggle or anything like that. And I mean, if I decide to, you know, take my wallet or anything like that, I can always just keep my keys attached to this guy, and you know, later on if I don't, you know, use it for this purpose with the keys, I can just put in extra cards here. So a lot of people were saying that it's just really handy. I did look at a couple sites to look if there were any pre-owned ones, but it's hard to find these, and I know that some people were saying that you know, they're low inventory or low stock at their stores. So I was pretty lucky to grab this one. And the Holt Renfrew that I went to in Vancouver, and then the Louis Vuitton boutique inside, the person that helped me was absolutely positively wonderful. And you know, even when I asked to see another one of these guys because the print didn't match up at the bottom, you know, he brought me two. He was just so nice and happy. His name was Boris, in case you decide to go down to Louis Vuitton and you live in Vancouver. But anyway, so that's it. That's the clay. I'm super happy with it. I think this will function really well. My Prada one is supposed to come back in 6 to 8 weeks, so who knows. But if you're debating between the Prada and sort of you know, the Louis Vuitton clay, I would honestly say go for the clay. The Prada one is nice because it's leather, whereas this guy is canvas, but I mean, the hardware on that just did not last. So, you know, think about that. If you have big sort of like a fob for your apartment and then a key, like a car key like this, definitely get this guy instead of the Prada one, because the Prada one will not, it will barely close with all these keys inside anyways. So, I hope that this was helpful. Sorry if I was kind of all over the place. It's 5 o'clock on a Friday, so it's the end of the work week and I am drained, but I thought I should just get a video up. So, I hope you enjoyed it, and my next video is going to be a skincare video. I picked up quite a few products, new products, so I'm going to talk to you about them. But other than that, that's it, and I'll see you in my next video.